of unfinished projects, and I need your guys' help to get me through this. Recording really helps me just kind of figure out how long it takes me, and it kind of motivates me to get the next one done, so seeing my progress helps. I have so many of these, and I just need to get them done and then get them out of here. And the thing is, they're starting to like back up some of my other projects, so I want to try and get them done. And so I'm just gonna go through some of the basic ones that are almost done. So we have a bunch of these bluey. This is the bigger version. Then there's like a medium and then a small one. And I just have to put the felt eyes on there. Some of them I have to weave in the ends, but that's about it. Then we also have some that are going to become Spider-Men. They're not there yet. As you can see, they still need the face, they need the limbs. We also have some wizard frogs that are now just lumps of green, so still have a lot to do there. And then we also have a bigger project, which is Coraline. And Coraline does not have her arms, she does not have her face, she does not have her raincoat or some of the details, I believe. So she's almost done, but not quite there. It's looking really good, but I just need to do those finishing touches. And then I have like Perry's that aren't quite there because they're just blobs with eyes. So first thing I need to do is make a list of all the ones I want to do first. I want to try and get the top 3 done and then just go from there. I want to make a complete list of everything that I have, and then which ones I want to accomplish right away and which ones might require a little bit more work, so maybe I want to do those later. And then I think I just need to dive right into it, honestly. So stick with me and we'll get through it together. And there's my cat. Okay, so I've decided I really need to get rid of my blueies out of my currently working on projects, because they seem to be taking up the most amount of space in my totes. And so right now I have 5 of the big blueies all sorted out, and then I have 2 of the medium ones, and then I have to count the little ones. I think there's like 13. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11, 12. 12 of them, actually. So I will flip the camera around and show you guys so that you can see them all kind of like out, and you can see how many there are. They take up 2 baskets, and then 2 of them are just kind of on the floor right now. So yeah, here they are. This is 1 basket for the small bluey, and then I have 2 of the medium, and then I have 5 of the big ones. So I have to cut out some felt eyes for all of these, and also the noses. I'm debating if I want to do the noses for the tiny ones. I probably will, but I have to get new measurements for the small ones and the big ones, because I've been working with the medium ones the most. So I will show you that process. Basically, I just have my eyes over here, like the correct dimensions and everything. And so on the left, I have the completed picture of the medium ones, and then the mini ones are on the right. And then I have it broken down into the different shapes that I use. And so then I just come over here and I put the shapes that I want, and then I cut it out. Okay, so I realized that I had already cut out some of the medium-sized eyes. You can't really see them very well because it didn't cut all the way through, but I have to cut them out fully with just scissors, I think. So I have some for the medium-sized ones. I just have to make some for the small ones and then the big ones. And so I think the biggest problem I had with those ones not actually getting all the way cut out is because when I went to get my felt, I did the premium kind instead of like just the normal felt, and I wanted to try it out to see if it would be less see-through. I mean, it might be worth it for some people, but it doesn't cut very easily, so you still have to cut it out with scissors regardless. That one was just a really bad cut that time. And so I'm gonna do that for the medium ones since I don't have too many. I only have 2 of them. For the mini and the bigger ones, I'm going to do just the normal felt, and that cuts a lot easier, and so I think it's more doable. Okay, so I just cut out all the felt that I needed, and I separated each one into its own separate bag. So I have the small, the medium, and the large. So I did the pupils and the nose in black, and then I did the irises in white. And so they're all separated out into their respective sizes and shapes. And then I'm going to hot glue all of these onto the blueies that I have and weave in the ends before I actually start doing that. I'll just do a time lapse so that you can see that process. Okay, so I just got all of my bluey done. I'm gonna show you them right now, but they're all right here, just like in front of me. And so I got all the big ones, and then I have 2 of the mediums, and then all the small ones are right here. And so I got all of them done. One of the big ones have like really wide set eyes. I think I might have messed that up a little bit, but in the end, it all seemed to come out pretty nicely when I was cutting everything, except for one part of the like top of the white ones. It was like just cut off because I don't know, my silhouette does that sometimes. I'm not sure if it's a calibration thing or something, but it was only like one batch, which is pretty good. I didn't have anything where I really had to cut anything out, so that was nice. The next thing that I think I need to work on is the frog wizards. I have some frog wizards that I need to get done. I have to make like the cape. I have to sew all the pieces onto them, like the eyes, the face. Let's see. There's some arms and legs I have to do as well. And then you have to like actually make the cape itself and then the little hat that they have. So I have quite a bit to do on those 2, or I think I have 3 of them actually. That are in progress right now, but then I also have to do the Coraline, so I'm gonna do all of those all at the same time because Coraline just has like her arms and her cape, I think, and then her face, and then I'm gonna keep moving on to the frog wizards after that. So I'll do another time lapse so that you guys can see it in fast motion so that you don't have to wait around for what I'm doing. Okay, let's go. Alright, so I just wanted to come back as a conclusion to the video. Let's start with the very last project that I had. It was these Spider-Men that I made. One of them, I put the spider on his belly, but for the other one, I didn't actually do that. But can you guys let me know in the comments whether you like it with the spider or without? Because I'm almost looking more towards this one. This one kind of looks more clean in my opinion. Then let's go with some of the other projects that we finished. I actually made notes on most of the projects, and so I just wanted to share a few of those thoughts with you. With Coraline, I did not really like the details, the colors of the details on there. It is a brown color because I thought it might work okay. I kind of realized after I had started doing them that it was just looking a little off to me. I don't know what I want to do with that, if I want to just keep it there. I think the biggest problem is that the color that I used for her skin is already a tannish color. I don't really have a good flesh color for Coraline, so I might have to start using like this baby pink for flesh color, or I might have to start ordering some yarn online that looks better. I think that's the biggest problem with Coraline right now, is that it just looks a little off in my opinion. Then we have the wizard frogs, the 3 little wizard frogs. There's the maroon, the purple, lavender, and there's the green. But I really liked the outcome of it. It does look good. I was pleasantly surprised. At first I was going to do the hats with a brown color, but then my husband was like, hey, do it so that it matches the frog cape. So I did that, and it worked out really well because I didn't have enough yarn for the purple one in order to do a purple hat. And I didn't want to use like a different colored purple, like a darker purple or a lighter purple. I feel like it would have just been a little bit too off from that. So I lined the cape with a white, and then I also made the hat a white one, and it really worked well that way. I think I had like 2 less rows on that because I ran out of my lavender color. So all in all, the wizard frogs all turned out really well, and I'm pleasantly surprised. There was a lot of sewing. There was actually a lot of sewing and crocheting with those, but they look really good when they're just sitting there, so I'm not disappointed in any way. With the bluey, I think that was my favorite project, and it is a lot of color changing. Well, it doesn't feel like a lot of color changing to me now that I've done like corner to corner blankets that change color every other colors, so it doesn't feel as color changey as it should, I guess. But that was my most enjoyable project, was just doing the crazy amount of blueies. I mean, I have the 5 big ones, the 2 medium ones, and then 13 of the smaller ones. And it was fun doing those. I mean, I worked about 10 hours on all of them, and I really did not feel it too much. It's just a pretty good process, just going over and over and over again with the same thing. It's really fun doing that to me. I always like the repetitive tasks, so that's why I'm always trying to do market prepping ideas, because I really like to market prep and just do the same thing over and over and over. And lastly, the Spider-Man, just coming back to the Spider-Man again, I wrote down a few more notes that I forgot to mention, and the eyes were very interesting. I was using the Bernat blanket yarn for the white of the eye, and then for the black I was using the Posh. So Posh is a little bit more thin than Bernat, and so it was a little bit of a different weight in a way, but it turned out pretty well. I probably should have done Posh for both the white and the black. I actually was debating about cutting out some felt for the eyes and the spider, because I do have my silhouette out already. And I was thinking, hey, I already have it out because I have to cut out the bluey eyes, so I should just do it now. And well, it was a few days after I had already cut out the eyes, but I was thinking, hey, I already have it out, I might as well cut some Spider-Man eyes out. But I would have to do some trial and error, and I was like, you know what, I want to try the crochet eyes and I'll see how it goes. I'm still debating about cutting out maybe the spider for the last Spider-Man, because I'm not sure if I want to keep him like this or if I want to put the spider on his belly. And I want to thank you guys for coming and joining me today and just watching this entire process. And until next time, I hope you have a wonderful day.